Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the broadcast. I just want to say from the very get-go, my heart and prayers are with everything that is happening right now in Israel, in the Middle East, with this disgusting war that has literally taken over 1,000 lives, as we know. So I wanted to come on today and just really stress that, because there's a lot more going on than what they're telling you in the mainstream media, and I'm going to discuss some of that in today's broadcast. But the truth of the matter is, we now have war going on between Israel and Hamas, which I believe could very well include Iran, and I'll get into that. And then we have Russia and Ukraine. We have tensions building between the United States, China, Russia, and now even Iran. Things are not looking good when it comes to the war front, and we're just spiraling out of control here. So again, I'm praying for all the people there, and I'm praying for all of us in general by what is going on. But Biden has just been busted red-handed in this war that is happening in Israel. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. But for starters, I want to go here first. USA Today, Israel-Hamas conflict live updates. Death toll nears 1,000 as Israel formally declares war. In case you don't know what happened in brief, they've sent anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000. The number kind of changes, but rockets into Israel, and Hamas went door to door, killing people and taking women, children, and all of it. They even went to some dance rave and, paraded people in the streets. I do not want to show any of the footage. It is very disturbing. And I've got a really soft heart when it comes to all of that, but it's sick and gross. In fact, Netanyahu has already responded to what is going on here. Netanyahu tells Gaza, and this is on Zero Hedge, the residents there to clear out, says IDF will use all its strength to destroy Hamas. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has warned residents of Gaza to leave now because we will operate forcefully everywhere. Now it goes on to state this. And this is what he specifically said. I said to the residents of Gaza, leave now. We will operate forcefully everywhere. At this hour, the IDF is clearing the terrorists out of the last communities. They are going community by community, house by house, and they are restoring our control. I embrace and send heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families whose loved ones were murdered today in cold blood and endless brutality. So that thus far has been the response of Netanyahu, and he's sending in the IDF. But again, I think something that we need to pay attention to is a lot of this with Hamas could not have happened unless there was some negotiation or planning from Iran. And I'm not the only one. Take a look here. This is James Hansen. A lot of happening right now, but Hamas could not have conducted this complex of an operation without serious planning and intelligent assistance from Iran. And that is the key, and why this screams that things are about to spiral out of control. Now, before I get into that, I got to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, LisaHavenGold.com. If you guys have not gotten an investment, believe me, you are running on borrowed time. You want to fill out this information, and they're going to send you a free gold and silver investment guide. But the bottom line is, we are all facing financial difficulties. And if you're feeling unsure about your finances these days, you're really not alone. And that's why Noble Gold is here to help. There are so many good things that people are saying. But this month, to top it off, Noble Gold Investments is giving away this 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin. But check it out. Go to LisaHavenGold.com, fill out that info, or give them a call. Let them know Lisa Haven sent you. But click that more button for more information, or click in the description box below. Great shout out to them. By the way, how has the White House responded to this entire thing? Well, they put out a tweet and they immediately deleted the tweet. And here's why. Take a look. And I'm going to pull this up on Ethan Feinsberger's Twitter page. But here it is. The U.S. Office of Palestinian Affairs. Excuse me, it wasn't necessarily the White House that responded. It was the U.S. Office of Palestinian Affairs, but linked to them, obviously. Here's what they had to say. We unequivocally condemn the attack of Hamas terrorists and the loss of life that has incurred. We urge all sides to refrain from violence and retaliatory attacks. Terror and violence solve nothing. So obviously they got a lot of backlash after, over 1,000 people have died and thousands have been injured there in Israel. And they're literally telling him, you can't do anything in return. So obviously, a lot of people did not like what the U.S. Office of Palestinian Affairs had to say, and they have since deleted the tweet. But either way, here's the plot twist I think you guys need to know about. Right before this entire war broke out, something major happened. And that's the fact that the Biden administration released $6 billion in funding that was frozen to Iran. Right, and here it is. FoxNews.com, Republicans blast Biden for releasing $6 billion in frozen Iran funds ahead of Hamas attack on Israel. The White House says the $6 billion in unfrozen Iranian assets has not been spent and will only be used for humanitarian aid. So much for that, right? Oh, God, I can't stand this freaking administration. They make me sick to the core. But there's people in Congress who are calling out Biden's administration, and specifically Steve Scalise's. And here it is, Washington Times. Scalise calls for Biden to be held accountable for the Hamas attack. And it states this below. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise is calling for Biden administration to be held accountable for the appeasement of the military group behind the attacks on Israel. And here's what he specifically said. The Biden administration must be held accountable for its appeasement of these Hamas terrorists, including handing over billions of dollars to them and their Iranian backers, Steve Scalise said. Now, I wholeheartedly agree with Scalise, especially because something similar has happened in the past under the Obama administration. Here's a reminder, and this is back from 2017. It's a Gateway Pundit article. Iranian regime uses Obama's cold hard cash to fund massive military expansion. So under a deal that he had made, this deal, he put real hard cash, Obama did, in the hands of Iran, and then they used it for massive military expansion. And now here we are, Joe Biden, unfreezing the funds or whatever for Iran, and then bang, literally a month later, all hell breaks out against Israel. Now, here's even more of a plot twist because it gets even deeper. And this is also what I think our congressional leaders should be screaming at, right? Take a look here. And this is chilling to the very core, right? This is on Gateway Pundit as well. Taliban released a statement following the Israeli-Hamas war, urges Islamic nations and international communities to act against Israel. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, the Taliban, has released an official statement in the wake of the recent Israel-Hamas war. The statement outlines the Taliban's stance on the issue and calls upon Islamic countries and international organizations to take action against Israel. And that's the bottom line. Here's the actual statement. You can pause it and read it, but they basically said that any type of defense and resistance of the Palestinian people for the freedom of their land and their sanctuaries as their legitimate right. So this is what they are literally calling them for. Now, as a quick reminder, right? We remember that Joe Biden left billions of dollars of equipment there in Afghanistan. And this is a real important point here. U.S. seized weapon by the Taliban when we got out of Afghanistan. He left everything behind. We're talking $85 billion in military gear, 60,000 in weapons, or $85 billion in all of this together, right? $600,000 worth of weapons, aircrafts, vehicles, Humvees, night vision goggles, freaking hard cash. Military grade equipment unlike we've ever seen, and 600,000 guns, all now in the hands of the Taliban. And now the Taliban is asking for a rite of passage to help Hamas. Yet again, it goes back to the Biden administration. Here it is, express.co.uk. Taliban vows to conquer Jerusalem if Iran, Iraq, and Jordan allow them passage to Israel. You mean the Taliban, who you gave 85 billion, whatever it was, in military grade equipment to these people. And these are the ones that now want to come and enable Hamas, these terrorist organizations. This is what is happening under the Biden administration. And it's a damn nightmare. And I mean that. It is a damn nightmare for all these people that are involved and for what is going on. I can't even stress that enough. I am sick to my stomach that we are seeing any of this. But again, everyone is in my prayers. Any innocent victim, I don't care what side of the fence you're on, I am praying for you. I pray for Russia. I pray for Ukraine. I'm going to pray for the Middle East and peace in the Middle East and all the people impacted by that who are outside of this whole thing and just what's going on. It makes me sick to my stomach. But I wanted to come and talk to you guys and give you all the information so you truly know what's happening. And by the way, if you really want to know the inside story, subscribe to restrictiverepublic.com. And I can't express that enough. You're not getting all of the information from here on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe. Use the coupon code Lisa and the number 5. That's Lisa and the number 5 to get it for $5 a month. I mean, this is cheaper than a cup of tea. This is cheaper than a cup of coffee. This is cheaper than a freaking beer if you're, out and about, or about the same price. But check it out at restrictiverepublic.com. Anyhow, I love you all. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.